Okay, so take all the time that you want to relax, and maybe put your feet flat on the floor if you can, and just allow yourself to give yourself this space to imagine, if you would, healing waves of the ocean of time and tranquility are washing over and through, and they're replacing those thoughts of control with thoughts of control that allow you to get well, that give you the boundaries that you need to see that you can take one step at a time and gradually grow into a perfectly normal, healthy size for you. And we can begin to build on that path to reassure you that those fears of, well, what if I start eating and I don't stop? To realise that actually you know how to control your eating. Because throughout anorexia, many times, you know that you felt so hungry, but you've made yourself not eat. And so we can keep that level of control, but we can soften the edges. So rather than feeling control, eventually we end up in tune. As you find a way to be in tune, of learning to eat as a naturally lean, healthy, happy person does. And whether you choose to measure it with a plan of seeing, well, if I eat this way this week, that's the way somebody who would be, I don't know, 8 stone would eat, or whatever weight comes to mind that feels perfect for you. So that you can see the mathematics of it, that if I carry on eating that way, then over time, the top weight I would be 8 stone, or whatever weight is perfect for you. And that you can imagine, if you would, perhaps floating into the shoes, the mind, the body of naturally lean, healthy, happy people, so that you can begin to create a team within, because that team within can help reassure the voice that's, I put a pound on, oh my goodness. And if you had a plan for this next month, and you see yourself maybe adding just a little bit each day or every other day, but at the end of the week it only equates to, I don't know, an extra 500 calories, then it's going to take quite some time to add that weight on. And whatever phase you are in overcoming this old disease, you can make adjustments. So if you need to speed up and add some extra pounds quickly, you can do, but you can see how you did it and feel the reassurance of how you got there. And my voice will go with you to remind you to know that you can safely, easily just add a little bit and often, and see it in black and white to reassure yourself that, yeah, there's no way I'm suddenly going to get huge, because I can see there's no evidence with a plan and the strategy that I'm doing. See, when bodybuilders want to shape up, they have a plan of what they do, and they change their diet accordingly, and they're quite strict with themselves, and they stick to it, and they achieve their outcome. And see here, we're adding the opportunity to see in black and white, I can do this. And I want you to remember all over again, any time when you've made the decision to get well, and I want that to be like an echo that grows stronger and stronger in your mind, that you hear yourself saying, yeah, I can get well, I am going to get well. And the getting well means growing into a normal, lean, healthy, happy mind and body. And whether it takes you 6 months, 3 months, or a year or 2 to finally end at your destination, doesn't matter. Because as you take one day at a time, you find that the desire to weigh yourself gets less and less as you rely on seeing the plan. Yeah, this is safe. because this is exactly what somebody who is that weight would eat. And any fluctuations, it's just my body making adjustments. So weighing yourself once a week is okay. And whether you decide to do that now or next month, it doesn't matter, because you use a different way to measure. You use a way of measuring, perhaps, dealing with your emotions, of getting those thoughts out on paper, those fearful thoughts of, what if I eat and I never stop? And then questioning them, is this thought true? Well, no, you've mastered the art of control. It's now just giving a little bit of flexibility of that to allow the extra covering of your bones to be there to give you the warmth, and that warm feeling of feeling at peace in your own skin, of imagining floating into, I don't know, someone like Katy Perry, or who comes to mind for you. And just imagine that if you were to float into a lean, healthy, happy person's body, to feel what it feels like to have some curves and feel good about it, to feel what it feels like to feel at peace in your own mind, to feel what it feels like to take a step beyond being in control to just being in tune, to just knowing instinctively with intuition, the teacher within, of the right amount to maintain that perfect size. See, some of us have not had that. Myself, as a child, I was overweight and I didn't know how to be slim. I kind of went on a few yo-yo diets and visited bulimia and binge eating, and then hit upon the answer is not dieting, not a lot of these so-called experts. The answer is so simple. It's asking, what does naturally lean, healthy, happy people do? And let's watch and learn. Let's copy. And what friends have you got that have got it down pat? They know exactly how to maintain that perfect, lean, healthy body. I remember a client of mine said her flatmate knew how to do it. Her flatmate could leave food on the plate because she was so in tune, and it was like a set point that was set there to maintain her perfect size. Yet every night she would have a treat that she'd look forward to, and she'd eat that treat with such enjoyment because she was so connected with living her life in joy. And you can wonder, what would it be like to enjoy life now? What would it be like to laugh more, to feel at peace with yourself, to be happier, as you wonder about the things that make you feel happy, make you smile? You remember times in the past, maybe a time in the past where your body was a normal size, but it wasn't quite where you wanted it because there was a few tweaks that needed to happen. And see, as you think about it, those people who find balance in life, they do it in all sorts of areas. People who perhaps first date somebody and that person's horrible to them and they have to give in that relationship. They make a decision, oh, the next relationship I want to be the one who's given to. So perhaps the next person they go out with is kind of like, I don't know, a slave mouse who just does everything that they want. And then they get bored of that because they want somebody who challenges them. So then the next relationship reaches more of a middle ground. And through trial and error, they begin to find the perfect person for them. But of course, in the real world, that isn't what happens. People sometimes go out and they meet their prospective life partner, and at the beginning of the night they rate them a 2 out of 10. And maybe after a glass or two of wine at the end of the night, they become a 9 out of 10 and they start a relationship. And that's not necessarily a recipe for success. And many clients of mine who are going through some challenges, as they write down what your perfect partner would be, and then compare it to the one you're with, and see how it matches up, and write down all the things that you're not so keen on, that partner you're with, to see, is this going anywhere, or is it on its way out? And when you can see the evidence in black and white, it helps strengthen your resolve to take the steps in the right direction. And see, many clients come to me, and for the first few sessions, they don't want to do plans. It's like, oh God, not one of these again. Yet over time they understand that this is different. This is planning in advance, with you making your own choices, and that you can see safely that you're just adding a little bit here and there, and that over a month, that may only equate to £1, so you may want to up your game. But you begin to find that you can control those thoughts in your mind with logic, and you can talk them out. Well, so what? Put £1 on. It's okay. It's okay. It took me, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to do that. It's okay. And I can see how I've done it. And you can hear the voice that you believe the most on the inside speaking louder now. I want to get well. I want to be lean, healthy and happy. I want to have mastery over my emotions. I want to be in control of my own mind. And I would love to one day be so in tune that I can just not think about it anymore. That I've mastered that. And that will happen. Because the first time, perhaps when you go to learn to drive, you get in the car and they say, well, this is mirror, signal, manoeuvre. And you look and you think, goodness me, am I ever going to master that? And then perhaps over time with those lessons, one week you have a really successful week and you feel great. And then the next week it's as if somebody's took over your mind and you think, oh, I can't do this. But then the next week it all slots into place. And that's what life's like, because sometimes our mind takes a bit of time to connect the dots and to make things work. Yet there comes a point where you go for your driving test, whether you pass first time or not. If you keep on trying, you will pass. And then there's the thought, but do they realise that I really don't know what I'm doing? And then, a month later, you're just getting in and driving. You realise that confidence has spread through every fibre of your being as you've mastered that skill set. And here is just the same of you taking control, of planning a plan for success, a plan to master the strategies of lean, healthy, happy people. How do I do it? Just take step one step at a time. The journey of 1,000 miles is one step at a time. And see, many clients of mine have a fear of what if I put all the weight on like I did before. And I said, well, you won't do that, because in the past you went into that overeating trance, and here that won't happen, because we're planting in so many better trances that you can use trance to guide your future to having the right kind of trance, so that you're on course of mastering lean, healthy, happy strategies. And my voice will go with you as we create for yourself now a mastermind group to give you mastery over your own mind. And I shall be in that group helping you, and will add to that group some strong, healthy, happy people. And each time you listen to this, you may consider other people that would be useful. Many of my clients like to add athletes. Jennifer Ennis comes up. Katy Perry comes up. Beyonce comes up. And And you can begin to think, who has got it? Who has got it sorted? And how can I learn from them? And as you invite them into your mastermind group, some days you can listen to them arguing with the fearful voice, of reassuring it, of saying, look, you know, she's only added a little bit of extra chicken here and there. She's only added a little bit of extra nuts and seeds. It's okay to have half a muffin or even a full muffin. It's okay to do that once in a while. You know, it takes time to lose weight and it takes time to add weight. And as you gently, safely, securely plan to grow into a naturally lean, healthy, happy, normal size, you can find it feels easier and more in flow. And that sometimes you can just forget to count because you get that intuition of, yeah, today's Wednesday and on Wednesday I have those foods. And it's a little bit more than what I used to eat when I was really anorexic. But it's safe enough to know that it's a day where it's perhaps fuel day, where you put in the good nutrients in that your body can take and build strength and resolve to help you now to know that you are on the road home and that you can grow into your perfect size and that every day in every way things will just get better and better as my voice goes with you now, easily, effortlessly helping you to succeed. As I count back from 5 to 1, you can come back into the room with a renewed sense of commitment, optimism, and knowing that this is okay. It's just one step at a time. And if you commit that every day that you can be the best you that you can be, and if you plan and see it in black and white, you can know that it's going to take time to get back to normality. And you're growing more and more in tune to give yourself the freedom now. For now is the time to take the path back to leading a normal, healthy, happy life in a lean, strong, fit body, to give you the freedom to open up to all that life offers, to know that tonight as you sleep and dream deeply and soundly, your unconscious can and will help you to work towards the goal of being lean, healthy, happy and strong, to feel more and more at peace, more and more in control of being normal, to